Well, good morning. I changed my routine up a little bit. Got my coffee here. It's good. It's really good. I have a new way to brew it, of course, in a different receptacle. Kind of the same brewing method I used, but I'm using a different receptacle now. And that's because I have reduced my coffee significantly. So I'm almost where I want to be. And happy to report that last night was deliciously cold. Rainy season's here, which means our autumn is here. There's no more heat, so I can't really call it summer. Astronomically, of course, we're not even at summer yet, but climactically, yeah, we're definitely into fall. Another kind of odd thing that I've seen for the first time in my little town on Media Red. It's a little website that I go to. Now they have air quality. Aguas calientes. Air quality problems? Je crois que pas. I do not think so. So after all that's said and done, of course, this is from fat to fit after 50, and of course, I was fat, and now I'm fit, and after 50, so I guess the channel kind of helped me get to where I need to be. But another part of fitness is mental health, and we're finding a lot of dietary connections to mental health. We've known about this for a couple of years. In fact, there's a lady who was a psychiatrist at Harvard, and she left because they told her dietary has nothing to do with mental. Oh, by the way, this is the cup I use. Hey, it's where all my kids went. The sad part is that to eliminate one part of the body, in fact, the gut, which they call the second brain from psychiatric science, just reeks of special interest lobbies, money, power, yada yada. I think you guys know by now. And today's video is actually going to be on Stoicism. I did not know actually the connection between that and what I am Latin Orthodox Rite Christian Church, which is the one that Jesus founded, and Peter was his first pope, the vicar, who wound up in Rome. So hence Latin Rite Orthodox. You might know them as Roman Catholics. I find the term pejorative since 4 centuries ago, when that's how the English Protestants under Queen E1, Queen Elizabeth I, Reina Isabel uno, sabe. Anyway, that's who decided to break away from the Catholic Church, the Universal Church, called it the Church of England. But they considered themselves Catholics, so they called it Roman Catholic. Well, apparently Stoicism has a lot of really interesting attributes that Jesus taught also. I have yet to find a Stoic principle that I can't relate to Jesus' teachings in his parables or the Bible. Is it a religion? No, absolutely not. But it is a great way to cope. And if you're secular, it's a wonderful way to cope with issues and things that Rabbi Jesus would have taught, and not having the religious twang to it. Well, the mainstream media has come out with something about how Stoicism is bad, and of course they allude to the 2-year-old crisis that we've been 2.5-year-old crisis that we've been dealing with. Look, as soon as the mainstream media touches anything, the minute they say something, my immediate response is a 180 degree and run like hell, and dig a little deeper into the article. Now they'll say some clickbaity title like that, and then of course inside in the first couple of paragraphs they'll say, oh, this is great, this is wonderful, but okay, they have the buts. And I haven't read the article yet. I was looking for maybe a topic to talk about today. But Stoicism is absolutely wonderful. Great men of history have used it. I also like The Art of War by Sun Tzu. I think that's how you pronounce it. Forgive me, my French is a little rusty. Anyway, that's I'm going to go ahead and look into that. But if you're looking for some pretty good coping mechanisms, especially in today's day and age, with all the complete and utter bullshit that's going on, you might want to consider looking into Stoicism and finding out how it can help you manage what you can control and what you can't control. All right? Really, bottom line, that's kind of what I take from it. That's what I take from a lot of Jesus' parables also. You know, you have control of yourself. Make yourself better from the inside out. And again, that's contrary to Protestant wisdom, which says we are washed by the blood of Christ, and apparently that's supposed to soak in and hit our hearts. From all the teaching of Jesus, I can't find anywhere where Jesus said, let my blood wash upon you, and I'll automatically fix you from the outside in. Actually, he always said, change your heart and mind. One of the passages, of course, discusses food and how it's impossible for food in your alimentary canal to go through your heart. So eating whatever you want to eat has nothing to do with your being evil or not. Okay, so again, this is an inside-out process. What I have noticed, however, especially in the proper human diet community, and those are people who eat almost no carbohydrate, I find that their glucose levels are very stable, therefore their brains are very stable. They're not prone to emotion, they're not prone to excitement, they're not prone to highs and lows. I haven't been depressed in well over a year, okay? And most of that obviously is related to food. The rest of it, of course, is what can I control? If I can't control it, then I don't worry about it. There's nothing I can do. And if it interferes with my brain and keeps trying to pick at me, I'll just breathe, concentrate on my breathing, and that thought will go away. Just like hunger goes away eventually if you don't have food around and or you don't feel like eating. Who knew? I do now. So again, a couple of takeaways here. Stoicism, in my opinion, is actually a pretty cool thing. It's a secular man's way of completing the gospel without having to deal with the religion and the nonsense. Yeah, I get you. I really do. You know, it's almost like one of those things, Jesus, please save me from your followers. I totally concur. I do love the zealots because I know they're new, they get so excited. Like I was with this diet. I mean, you watched me a year ago. And now it's like, well, if you do it, you do it. If you don't, you don't. Hey, here's the information. When you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, taking medicines, being in pain all the time, complaining and whining, unless that's your thing. If you like complaining and whining about doctors and visits and, oh, the drama, oh, I have to pay the rent, I can't pay the rent, that's your thing, man. Good on you. I kind of choose to just kind of move past that stuff. I really do. I have no time for whiners. You know, there's a time in people's lives when they really, really need help. And why in the hell you post all that nonsense on social media? I haven't a clue. Why don't you pick up the damn phone, write a letter to your mom or a best friend somewhere? You know, do it the old way. I mean, phones are cheap now. What the hell? You can call everywhere, anywhere. I can talk to anyone in the world I want on my phone. Just go. And it doesn't cost me a dime. Nothing. Zero. Zilch. Nada. Yeah, go ahead and adopt the Stoicism. Go ahead and work out reducing carbohydrates in your diet. If it's nothing more than sugar and grains and beginning to eat whole foods, you'll be happy with that. And when I say sugar, I mean heavy tropical fruits, you know, anything that contains sugar, try to avoid it. Fruits contain a lot of sugar. They really do. Except for some, and you'll find out which ones are the, I mean, I can tell you two right now, strawberries and avocados. Tomatoes, botanically, are fruits. I have no problems eating those. If you do, if they give you stomach upset, don't. But if you like them, those fruits are totally acceptable. Avocados in greater quantities, strawberries in lesser quantities. if I remember, tomatoes and strawberries have almost the same carb count. I think tomatoes are 2 grams per 100 grams, and I think strawberries are 2 to 4, somewhere in there. And if you think you need fiber, those things have fiber. Today I'm making a delicious barbacoa, which is essentially indirect heating. I have a rack, and underneath I put water, and I just put a bouquet garni, but I don't wrap it. So I just throw bay leaves, oregano, and there's one other thing I think my friend mentioned. I don't remember if it was thyme. So I toss that in the water underneath. A couple leaves here and there, just like almost like a tea. And then you put the meat up on this rack, and I put it in a pressure cooker, high pressure for an hour. And that boiling water cooks, but penetrates the meat. I actually don't know how that works, but it is wicked cool. And then the beef obviously releases its water, the bones, some of the fats come out, and then you have this delicious broth, which I strain just to get the leaves out of there. I mean, if you like chomping on, crunchy leaves or whatever, great. But oh my God, that's so delicious. And now I'm going to make my cheesy tortillas. So there's 0 carb in my tortilla, so I can eat 4, 5, 6 of these tacos. And all I've done is give myself some delicious proteins and fats from a meat source. Wow. So the whole meal today is pretty much going to be meat. And I'll add a little bit of veg in the sense of either pico de gallo or cilantro or onions, which are exceedingly good for you. So, to make a short video long, that's how I'm looking today, and life's good. Life's really, really good. I'm excited. You can't tell. See, because I'm stoic. Inside, I'm jumping for joy, but outside, it's good. It's all good. Be well, guys. Have a great one. Bye.